She's sitting across from you. She laughs at your joke, but so does everyone else at the table. She texts you back fast, but maybe she's just bored. She calls you her favorite person, but you've heard her say that to her dog. So, how do you actually know? Here's the truth that most people, including most women, won't say out loud. Women are not random. Every single thing a woman does when she likes someone follows a pattern so precise, so consistent, so backed by actual psychology that once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And today, I'm handing you the decoder. I want to start with something that might be slightly uncomfortable to hear. Most men spend years misreading women, not because they're not smart, not because women are impossible to understand, but because they're looking for the wrong signals entirely. They're watching for big dramatic gestures, the hair flip, the lingering eye contact, the accidental touch. When the real signals, they're quieter, they're smaller, and they are so much more powerful. There are exactly 4 things that women do, almost involuntarily, when they genuinely like someone. Not 4 things they might do, not 4 things that could mean something. 4 things that, when you see them together, mean only one thing. And I know this because I'm a woman. I've done all 4 of them. Every woman I know has done all 4 of them. We just never told you what they were until now. Stay with me through this entire video because the 4th one, it's the one that women themselves barely notice they're doing, and it is the most revealing of all. Let's be honest about something first. The internet is absolutely flooded with content about signs she likes you, and a lot of it sounds like it was written by someone who has never actually met a woman. She smiled at you? She likes you. She made eye contact? She's obsessed. She breathed in your direction. Wedding bells. That's not psychology. That's just wishful thinking with a thumbnail. What I want to give you today is different. This is rooted in actual behavioral science, attachment theory, and let's be real, the very specific way that women are socialized to hide their feelings while simultaneously screaming them through behavior. Because here's what research actually tells us. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that women, far more than men, express romantic interest through behavioral shifts rather than direct verbal communication. In other words, she's probably not going to walk up to you and say, "I like you." Instead, she is going to act differently around you, in ways so specific that they form a fingerprint. And today, I'm reading you that fingerprint. These 4 things are not based on one woman's experience. They're not based on a viral tweet. They are patterns. Consistent, cross-cultural, psychologically documented patterns that show up when a woman's brain has decided this person matters. So, if you've ever looked at someone and thought, I genuinely cannot tell if she likes me or if she's just being polite, this video was made specifically for you. The first thing, she remembers the tiny things you forgot you even said. Here's something that might stop you in your tracks. You casually mentioned once in passing, probably 3 weeks ago, that you don't like cilantro. You said it as a throwaway comment. You forgot about it 5 minutes later. But then, one day, she's recommending a restaurant and she says, "Oh, but I checked the menu. They can leave out the cilantro on that dish for you." And you just stand there thinking, how does she know that? This is not a coincidence. This is not her having a supernatural memory. This is female psychology doing exactly what it does when attraction is involved. Here's the science behind it. When we are emotionally invested in someone, our brains literally process and store information about them differently. A study from the University of California found that emotional significance directly amplifies memory encoding, meaning, when someone matters to us, our brain files everything they say under important, instead of letting it drift into the forgetting pile. Women are particularly prone to this because of something psychologists call affiliative focus, a heightened attunement to the needs, preferences, and emotional states of people we care about. It's not a female stereotype. It's a documented neurological tendency. So, when she remembers that you prefer your coffee black, that your sister's name is Sarah, that you had a rough relationship with your dad, that your favorite movie is one you mentioned completely offhandedly, she is not just being a good listener. Her brain has made an executive decision that you are worth storing. And here's the part that makes this even more telling. She will often use this information without realizing she's doing it. She'll bring up your preference, recommend something based on your taste, or avoid something she knows makes you uncomfortable, automatically, because it's already loaded in the system. Now compare that to someone she's indifferent about. Ask a woman to recall what her coworker, one she doesn't have feelings for, said in a passing conversation 2 weeks ago. She'll give you a blank stare. Not because she's unkind, because her brain simply didn't flag it as worth keeping. So here's the test. Think back. Has she ever referenced something small that you said a while ago? Has she ever done something considerate that required her to have remembered a detail you shared? If yes, congratulations. You have been mentally filed under important. The second thing, she becomes irrationally competitive about your attention. This one is going to make a lot of women in the comment section deeply uncomfortable because it's very, very true. When a woman likes you, she becomes almost allergic to sharing your attention with other people. Not in a loud, dramatic way, not in a "who is she and why is she talking to you" confrontation. It's quieter than that, it's sneakier than that, and honestly, it's kind of hilarious once you know what you're looking for. Here's how it shows up. You're in a group setting and you start talking to someone else, another woman, a friend, anyone. Suddenly, the woman who likes you becomes 40% funnier, 60% more interesting, and somehow physically ends up closer to you than she was 5 minutes ago. She didn't announce it, she didn't even consciously plan it, but there she is, repositioned, re-engaged, and suddenly very interested in contributing to whatever conversation you're having. Psychologists call this intersexual competition behavior, and it is one of the most reliable indicators of romantic interest ever documented. A 2021 study in Evolutionary Psychological Science found that women significantly increase their social performance, humor, engagement, physical proximity in the presence of romantic rivals, even when those rivals are not actually threats. Read that again. Even when the other person is not actually a threat. She's not reacting to danger. She's reacting to the possibility of losing your attention. And that possibility alone is enough to activate the whole system. Here's another form this takes. She keeps subtle track of who you're talking to. She'll notice, without appearing to notice, when another woman makes you laugh. She'll casually insert herself into conversations you're having. She might even bring up an inside joke or shared memory specifically when someone else is around, as if to quietly establish, "I know him in a way you don't." This is not manipulation. This is not cattiness. This is biology and emotion running a very old program. And look, this one requires some nuance. Not every woman who's competitive is romantically interested. But here's the key. The competition is specific to you. She's not doing it with everyone. She's doing it when your attention is in play. That specificity is everything. So, pay attention to whether her energy shifts when you're engaged with someone else. Pay attention to whether she gravitates towards you in group settings without explanation. The pattern, once you see it, is unmistakable. The third thing, she mirrors you, but only when she thinks you're not looking. This one is genuinely fascinating from a neuroscience perspective, and I cannot wait to explain it. You've probably heard of mirroring, the psychological phenomenon, where people unconsciously copy the body language, speech patterns, and energy of someone they feel connected to. It's a most people don't tell you about mirroring and attraction. The timing of the mirror is everything. When someone is consciously trying to impress you, they mirror you while you're watching. It looks deliberate. It feels performative. You might even catch it happening and think, that's interesting. But when someone is genuinely, helplessly attracted to you, the mirroring happens when they think you're not paying attention. And that distinction is the difference between a performance and an involuntary response. Here's what this looks like in real life. You shift your weight to one side, and a few seconds later, without looking at you, she shifts to the same side. You pick up your drink, she picks up hers. You slow your speech down because you're thinking, she slows down too. You lean forward, and she leans forward, almost like she's being pulled by gravity. This is being driven by the brain's mirror neuron system, a network of neurons that fires both when we perform an action and when we observe someone we're emotionally attuned to performing that action. Researchers at the University of Parma first identified mirror neurons in the 1990s, and subsequent studies have consistently shown that the system is more active, more responsive, in the presence of people we feel emotionally connected to. In other words, her brain is literally syncing with yours, and she is not in control of it. There's one more layer to this that makes it even more interesting. Women who like someone don't just mirror body language, they start mirroring communication style. If you use a particular phrase, she'll use it too, sometimes within the same conversation. If you tend to use humor as deflection, Suddenly, she's doing the same. If you communicate through sarcasm, she speaks fluent sarcasm back at you by week 2. Why? Because emotional closeness creates linguistic closeness. It's called language style matching, and a Harvard study found it to be one of the strongest predictors of mutual liking and romantic compatibility. So, here's your homework. The next time you're with her, make a subtle, unannounced movement. Not something obvious, just shift, lean, adjust. Then, don't look at her for a few seconds. If she follows, not immediately, but within a few moments without looking at you, what you're witnessing is her nervous system telling the truth that her words might not be. The fourth thing, and this is the big one, she invents reasons to need you. Save this one because this is the one that women themselves don't fully recognize they're doing. And it is the most consistent, most powerful, most quietly revealing signal of them all. When a woman genuinely likes someone, she will start creating manufactured proximity. She will invent reasons, small, perfectly plausible, completely deniable reasons to be around you, to talk to you, to need something from you specifically. Let me paint you a picture that will sound very familiar. She is perfectly capable of parallel parking. She has been parallel parking since she was 17. But when she's with you, suddenly parallel parking is a 2-person job that requires your guidance and full attention. She has a perfectly functional phone, but there's this one app, weirdly specific, that she just cannot figure out. And could you just take a look at it? She has friends she could call for advice, smart, wise, experienced friends. But somehow, your opinion on this particular decision feels essential. None of these are real problems. All of them are doors. This behavior has a name in psychology: proximity-seeking attachment behavior. It's the same mechanism that children use to stay close to caregivers, and that adults activate when they feel drawn to someone they want in their orbit. Dr. John Bowlby, whose attachment theory is considered foundational in modern psychology, documented that proximity-seeking is not just a childhood behavior. It persists into adult romantic relationships as one of the clearest expressions of emotional investment. But here's what makes this specific behavior so interesting. It always comes with built-in deniability. She's not admitting she wants to be near you. She has a reason to be near you. She needs something. She has a question. She has a problem only you can solve. And the more she likes you, the more elaborate these reasons become. Here's how to spot it with certainty. Pay attention to whether the need requires you specifically. If she could have asked anyone, but she asked you. If she could have done it herself, but she involved you. If the reason to reach out was thin enough that you thought, wait, did she really need me for that? Then the answer is no. She didn't need you for that. She needed you. There's something almost poetic about this, actually. In a world where women are constantly told that expressing direct interest makes them too much or too available, manufactured need becomes the socially acceptable alternative to saying, I just want to be around you. It's vulnerability wrapped in practicality. It's feelings with an excuse attached. And once you recognize it, you'll see it everywhere. And you'll understand that what she's really saying, every single time she invents a reason to need you, is, I want you in my life, and I don't quite know how to say it out loud yet. Now, let's put it all together. Because individually these signals are interesting, but together they are conclusive. She remembers the small things. Her brain has filed you under important without her conscious permission. She gets quietly competitive when your attention goes elsewhere. Her nervous system treats your focus like a resource worth protecting. She mirrors you when she thinks you're not watching. Her neurons are syncing with yours on a biological level she cannot override. She invents reasons to need you. Her attachment system is building bridges to keep you close. Here's the crucial thing I want you to understand. One of these signals on its own could mean many things. Context matters. People are complex. A woman who remembers your coffee order might just be thoughtful. A woman who mirrors your body language might just be a great conversationalist. But 2 of these, 3, all 4, that's not coincidence. That's a pattern, and patterns don't lie. The reason these signals matter so much is not because they help you decode someone. It's because they help you respond with confidence instead of confusion. There is nothing more paralyzing than genuinely not knowing where you stand with someone. And there is nothing more empowering than being able to read the room accurately. Here's the thing I want to leave you with. Women are not complicated. Women are careful. There's a difference. Most women have spent their entire lives being told, directly or indirectly, that showing interest too clearly makes them look desperate, clingy, or naive. So, they don't show it clearly. They show it sideways. They show it through memory, through proximity, through the quiet rearrangement of their behavior around someone who matters to them. And the four things we talked about today are not tricks. They are not manipulation tactics. They are the honest expression of something that hasn't yet found the courage to become words. When a woman remembers your details, competes for your attention, unconsciously mirrors your movements, and invents reasons to be near you, she is telling you something real, something she might not even be fully ready to say out loud, but it's there. It's been there, and now you can see it. So, the next time you find yourself wondering, does she actually like me, or am I imagining things? Come back to these four. Run the checklist. Trust what the behavior is telling you, not just what the words are or aren't saying. Because the most honest communication doesn't always come from the mouth. Sometimes it comes from how someone rearranges their entire world quietly to keep you in it. Now, before you go, I need you to do something. Not a smash that subscribe button kind of something actually useful. Think about the woman you watched this video for. Go through those four signals in your head right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many is she showing you? Because if she's showing you even 2 of them, here's what you need to know next. There's a second layer to this, a deeper pattern, and it's one that most people completely overlook because they're so busy looking for the big signals that they miss the ones that are running constantly in the background, every single time she's around you. There are 5 specific signs that a woman who likes you will show almost every time without exception, and they are different from the 4 we just covered. They're subtler, they're more consistent, and in some ways, they're even more telling. I put everything into a video called "A Woman Who Likes You Will Show These 5 Signs Every Time," and it is playing on your screen right now. The end screen is up, the video is waiting. If you've ever wanted to walk into a situation knowing, not guessing, not hoping, but knowing how someone feels about you, that video is your next step. Don't wonder, watch it.